And we are live. I kind of feel like I need to be one of those announcers on WWE or something. In fact, Lilian Garcia, my girl, can actually probably help me with that announcement. What's up, guys? Thank you for joining me. I am waiting for Cassie Ho, who is, in case you don't freaking know her, A, where have you been? And B, Miss Blogilates herself. I'm super into fitness myself. As you guys know, health is a really big deal for me. And so this time now, I do recognize that I'm very fortunate to have a gym, but it is so important to me that I want to make sure that everybody has access and information if they want to get fit and stay on their fitness regimen, because I know that this must be screwing with so many of you guys. So I wanted to get my girl Cassie on, who is the queen of fitness, to come on and give us tips and advice on how to stay fit and how to stay healthy during this time, because guys, let me tell you, we will get through it. So when we get through it, do we want to look back at this time and go, oh my god, I actually stuck with it? Or do we want to go, oh my god, everything went to shit, and so everything that was important to me before the quarantine is now over? It's like, no, if it's still important to you guys, lean in. Now's actually the time to focus on it. So waiting for my girl Cassie Ho to join us. Oh, there she is, adding her now. Blogilates. It actually has some really interesting information actually on gym memberships and stuff. So there are over. Hi! Thank you so much for joining.
Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you.
I know, you too. I'm so glad we got to do a rain check, because your internet woes last week were kind of a little lame.
Oh my gosh, last week I was like, okay, this whole quarantine thing is going to be that. How am I going to survive 2 weeks? Oh, George is here.
Oh. You got good old. I actually had to put my dog Wookie away. So guys, if you are just joining us, I am Lisabilyeu, and I am here to interview and ask this woman here, Miss Blogilates herself, like I said, the freaking queen of fitness, all the tips and advice. And there she is with George. I like the poof, George.
Hi, George. Say hi to Lisa.
I'm loving the poof. I was going to bring Wookie, but I was afraid that she would just like run havoc here and bark like crazy. George is way more better behaved than Wookie.
Well, I can't wait to talk to you, Lisa.
Yeah, I know, girl. Thank you so much for joining. So I've got a couple of stats and information here that I found really interesting, actually. So right now, there's over 200,000 gyms worldwide that serve over 183 people, but so many gyms now are closed. So we've got 24-hour fitness nationwide is closed, Soul Cycle worldwide, Lifetime Clubs, Equinox, and LA Fitness worldwide, nationwide, sorry. Those are all closed, and it's basically roughly 1 in 3 Americans are now staying at home, and that's over 100 million people just in the US right now who are stuck at home. So I want to pick your brain, guys. If you're just joining, you want to ask Blogilates, Cassie some questions, drop them in the comments below, and we're going to ask. So girl, if you're ready, I just want to start picking your brain on what people can do right now.
Let's do it. Ask them all the questions.
All right. So someone's at home, they're on their fitness regime. This has now happened. There's 2 aspects. I think there's the fitness part, and then there's the health in regards to like the eating and the diet and stuff like that. So I figured let's start with the fitness part, and then we can kind of move on to the, unless you think that there's another way. But I think these are the 2 buckets that people are really struggling with.
Yeah.
So if you're at home right now, what is like the first thing someone can do, even just to get motivated? Forget about actually moving right now, but to get up and not feel like this is the way of the world and their fitness goes out the window. What is that first thing that they can do?
Well, you need to create a plan. So you know how you have a schedule and you wake up a certain time, you drive to work, you're at work, then you're done with work, you know, you eat dinner. Like, you need to have a plan, because sometimes feeling it when you're at home, you're just kind of lollygagging around and whatever. Like, I schedule my workout in my phone, so I know, okay, we are working out at 7:30 a.m. I make sure Sam does it with me so that like we hold each other accountable. But if you don't even know what to do, even if you create a plan for working out, there's so many free fitness videos on YouTube, on Instagram, everywhere. But of course, okay, George is being a ruckus. Hold on one second.
There's no surprise. We know what George is like.
So guys, if you are just joining us, drop in some questions below. We're going to ask the one and only Cassie any advice in fitness and health as we can right now. So I love the holding someone accountable, have an accountability partner, I think, because that's actually one thing right now that some people, because they're in close quarantine with their partners. What do you suggest actually if you're living by yourself right now? Would you suggest like Skyping a friend to keep you accountable? Like what can we do there?
Yeah. I think Skyping a friend is a really great idea. So you're like setting a date, you're setting an appointment, you're setting a time to spend time with people, which is really good. But if you guys need something to do, I did start a 14-day quarantine workout plan, and people have been following that. So that's been really cool to see everyone, you know, just like getting hyped up about it. And then I have a bunch of free YouTube videos. You could literally type in anything Blogilates, and there's like an ab version, a butt version, an arm version, or something. But you just gotta find the instructor that works for you. Like, there might be someone who reminds you of the CrossFit workouts that you used to do, or like the yoga stuff that you used to do. Find someone who really vibes with you, because your workout should bring you joy. That's the main thing. It is a very stressful time. I know working out at home is not like working out at the gym at all. You have like that energy from the people around you. You just, you know, there's that little bit of competition that's healthy and stuff. Now you're at home, so it's a different type of competition. It's about you competing against who you were yesterday. It's about you pushing yourself to be really mentally strong, because it does take a lot of motivation to be able to have a good workout at home. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the first like day that I was like, wait, I don't get to go to my like my gym and my class pass and have someone else boss me around. I was like, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'll show you.
Yeah, please show us.
Yeah, so every day I write down like the workout. This is my like own personal workout, and so I'll write down the date. I'll write down like what I'm doing, and basically I set a timer and I just do it. Like, and for me, whether it's like a timer or it's following a video or it's like something written, like you have to have a plan, because if you're just gonna turn on music and just like go like this, like that's fine, but I never push myself hard enough unless I have something telling me what I should be doing. And it's okay that it's coming from me too, but you just gotta have a plan.
I freaking love that. I want to talk more about the challenge, because as you were talking, I thought, oh, you know what? There's kind of something to having that plan, having that layout of like, okay, I've got 14 days or whatever. It kind of gets you, once you start that first day, it kind of forces you then to keep going. I actually really like that strategy, just like just an internal motivation to keep getting up.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the thing. You start a plan and you want to finish it. The funny thing is that after the 14-day quarantine challenge is over, the quarantine isn't actually over. So I'll figure out what to do after that.
Okay. Yeah. So what do people do right now? So if they're at home, they've got a challenge, what are things that they can use in their house as resistance or weights or things like that? What tips do you have there?
You know, I should show you. I should show you my my little gym situation. Can I flip this around?
Oh God.
Okay.
You're asking the wrong person now. Let me check.
Ooh, how do we flip? Oh wait, I think this is it. Yay! Okay.
Nice. Well done.
So, I mean, obviously not everyone has a space like this, but I have a mirror set up right here. I have my yoga mat. Actually, I have a lot of yoga mats. This is not normal. I'm a yoga mat designer, so there we go. We have some yoga blocks here. I have my set of weights over here from Target. But yeah, and then here's the TV. I actually never turn it on because I just like listening to my music on my little Google Home, and here's my heater because I'm really cold. And there's my little notebook that I write in every day and some pens. So for a home gym, though, you do not need that. I just wanted to show you what I have discussed. But you just need your body weight in a small space, okay? Like, you don't need, like, this entire room. I don't even use the entire room. I just, like, have it. Just follow body weight workouts. You're going to be fine. Your body is a weight, so it's not like you're not getting stronger. You just need to really push yourself to your limit and go till you sweat and you're sore. And it's good.
Yeah, I love that. I kind of was thinking, you know, would I be getting like heavy water bottles or filling up things with rocks and like doing squats as well? But to be honest, like, I mean, body weight really is like a huge thing. If you just literally do 30 squats right now, you're going to feel it, right?
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, I think lifting weights is really fun for sure. Like, it really pushes you into a different zone. but don't underestimate how hard body weight workouts can be too.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that like if someone is at home right now and they don't have any weights or any water bottles or anything, it's like, it's nice to give, like, I'm the type of person, give me a reason why I can't use an excuse.
Yes.
Right. So it's like, I want you to say, no, no, you have your body weight, because now it pulls me out of the excuse mindset that I might be just slipping into and saying, okay, well, hey, let's do my body weight. Let's do it 30 times and let's see if I'm sore. Because as right now, people are in this environment, they're stuck at home, like anxiety and things like that are just building. And so movement and moving your body and exercising, I think, can really help the mindset.
For sure. I start every single morning, I started off with a workout, like for sure, unless it's a rest day and I want to stretch, I have to move. It just makes me feel good and ready to tackle everything else in my day.
Yeah, love that. All right, guys, we've got some questions for you. We've got some questions for Cassie. So guys, drop them in the comments below. We're going to be asking them live right now. All right, so this is from Shara Marv. What's your motivation for working out at home daily? Well, I guess right now, don't know if there's, you kind of forced to.
My motivation for working out at home daily is how it makes me feel. It's not because I need to look a certain way or whatever. Although I do want to come out of this quarantine, like still like looking and feeling like how it did before it. But mainly it's like my mindset. Like you wake up, you accomplish something and you just feel so good. And like the workouts I'm doing right now are like 30 minutes. That's all you need. You don't need that much. And they don't have to kill you. You don't have to like dread them. It should be something that gives you joy. And so what motivates me is that feeling I have afterwards. So when there is a moment when I'm feeling unmotivated, I remember how good it felt after my workout, and that's what I work for, because it never fails.
I love that. Well, talk to me a little more that you said that you actually consciously said, I don't want to come out of this quarantine in a worse shape. I love that you just decided, like, was it, so it seems like it was like, okay, I'm just not going to do it. And that is part of your motivation. Do you have anything, like, do you remind yourself of that every day? How do you make sure that you don't slip out of like what you've been working on for like the last, 6 months?
Well, I mean, I don't want the environment and the situation that I'm being put in to dictate my destiny, because what it is we need to be flexible. Like, okay, I can't go to the gym anymore. Does that mean I can't work out anymore? Like, okay, like I can't go to my favorite healthy restaurants. Does that mean I can't eat healthy? Like, no, of course not. You're human, you're flexible, like figure it out. And so it's actually been really fun. And I find it sparked my creativity in so many different ways, like business-wise, just myself-wise and everything. And I just decided that this quarantine ain't got nothing on me. Like, it's gonna be fine afterwards. So yeah, so I don't know. I feel like you just got to be flexible with the times. I mean, what else can you do?
Yeah, dude, I love that attitude so much. We've got so many questions and we're going to keep going. We've got amazing shout outs. People are watching from Turkey, Indonesia, Denmark, and Israel.
Wow.
I know, no kidding. Okay, so this is from Anne Romy. Cassie, how do you manage stress daily? Aside from working out, what are some stress relief practices you do?
Okay, so before the quarantine, I would get massages. That's definitely not happening. And Sam and I have not massaged each other. But I was
going to say, yeah.
We should, but then usually, then we both can't be relaxed at the same time. That's so true. One or the other. Plus, I know he's not going to go as long as I want him to. But other stress relieving things, I honestly love taking showers, like nice hot showers. Do you know what I do? Lisa, you should try this if you head to the store anytime soon when it's safe. But I buy a fresh bouquet of eucalyptus leaves and I hang it upside down right underneath my shower head. And so the steam, when you're taking a shower, naturally takes the oils out of the eucalyptus and it makes your entire shower feel like a spa. So I like that. Baths are good too. Lighting candles, I think, is also very relaxing. And maybe it's just me because I like cooking, but I find cooking to be relaxing because I'm kind of like in this, it's this weird like Zen zone that I get into where you kind of get into that with workouts too, where it's like, yeah, you're still active and moving, but you're kind of just like focused on the same thing. You just keep going. So I kind of feel that way with cooking, like I don't even need to listen to a podcast or music. I'm just like chopping and going and stirring, and it just brings me relaxation. But I'm weird, so that's
Well,
just...
I actually really like that, especially now where people don't have much to do, kind of using a stress relief as cooking. Is that also feeding into making sure also that you're then going to be eating, you know, healthy and not kind of just completely binging and going off your diet?
Yeah. I mean, I like cooking because I know exactly what's in my food. And now I don't have any excuses, because I always notice that when I go out to eat, even when I'm like being very careful with whatever and, you know, sticking within my dietary restrictions, something always happens the next day. There's like a little flare up on my face, or my stomach feels weird, or I'm extra bloated. So I just like knowing exactly what I'm feeding myself, because food is my medicine and medicine is my food. So I need to know.
So right now, when we're in this quarantine and let's say people necessarily don't have access to super fresh foods like fruit and things like that, what are the things that you can maybe even recommend that people can do so that they stay on, like they keep nutrients in? Because I really do freaking think, guys, right now is the time to be taking care of your mind, and to take care of your mind, you have to take care of your body. So what are the things that people can't have access to fruit that they can still do?
Okay, so I understand that around the world, the food situation is really different. There are some places where grocery stores are stocked, and there's some places where there aren't. So I did a poll the other day on my Instagram, and as of like last Friday or something, 32% of people were experiencing full supermarkets, full shelves, and the rest were experiencing empty shelves.
Whoa.
So you can't find any fresh produce, you can't find meat. And so I don't really want to recommend any types of way to eat healthy if there's a problem of even getting food. So I think in this moment right now, obviously, if you can get fresh produce, or even produce, well, even canned vegetables, anything, that's awesome. If you can get meats, like that's awesome, and eggs, but I know there's an egg shortage. I went to Costco the other day, there were 0 eggs. So just do the best you can. Honestly, like take care of your mental health first, and then the rest of it, we'll figure it out after the quarantine. So, you know, I mean, same rules apply as before. If you can eat lean proteins and veggies and lots of water, then like do it. If you can't, like seriously, don't stress about it.
That's actually a really nice point, because people, I think, even in with as we're talking now, the last thing I want is to frighten people into thinking, oh my God, shit, I have to eat this certain foods in order to be healthy. So I like the fact of going after certain healthy foods, but not stressing yourself out, because that's actually going to do the opposite of what you're trying to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. All right, we still got so many questions, guys.
Okay.
Cassie's answering live. Drop them in the bottom right now. All right, well, this is good. This is from Little Miss Star. How do you stay disciplined during this quarantine?
How do I stay disciplined? So same thing as we started this conversation. I write down my workouts. I stick to my workouts, and I plan my workouts in advance and put it in my calendar so I know that I'm working out at like 7:30 a.m. every morning. So that's my discipline. Like you set hard schedules.
Yeah, love that. Okay, well, Yoga Con Guia, sorry, I think I butchered that name. How can you keep from eating constantly during this period? So we've spoken about eating healthy. Now what about freaking just not, because everyone's out of their routine.
Okay, so it obviously is so easy to keep snacking when you're at home. Like, I mean, if I could, I would just live in the kitchen. I love eating so much. I think you have to keep yourself busy, because when you're bored, or at least for me, when I'm bored or extremely emotional, I drown myself in food for some reason. I don't know why, I just do, even if I'm not hungry. So then for me, I know that's not healthy. So keep yourself busy, find a hobby to do, like, I don't know, figure out how to do macrame, or start painting, or like organize your closet, like you can clean, like there's so many things to do to keep yourself from like mindlessly eating.
Oh God, I love you so much. I love how you say clean, like it's so exciting. But
okay, can I just, it's not exciting, but do you know how sometimes you just like get in these like moments where it's like, I need to clean. So I had this like burst of this spark of like wanting to clean energy last week, and I like did the entire kitchen, and I was just like feeling so good. And like I understand like Marie Kondo and like her whole revolution, because you just like feel cleansed outside and it affects how you feel inside. It's true. So I kind of liked it. It was weird.
Yeah, I actually really like that, especially right now, because it really does A, occupy your mind, and then B, there is something to clean house, clean mind. So I absolutely love that. All right, next question we have from wow, this is an interesting question. Emmy Kruger, how would you work out if you were on a farm?
On a farm?
Yeah.
I've never lived on a farm. I don't know what that means.
So she'd maybe run with the horses. I don't know.
I don't know.
It was so interesting and unique that I just had to ask it. Okay. Some people want to know specific recipes. There's a lot of questions about recipes. Where's a good place for people to go that you can recommend to get some good recipes?
Okay, so I actually just started posting a couple of my recipes on my Instagram. So one was a minute mug cake, which is super easy to make. It's paleo, keto, gluten-free, dairy-free, and then that takes just a minute. So like if you're really missing baked goods and you don't have 12 other people to feed from your baking session, this is just the one serving. Also my banana pancakes, which are also paleo and gluten-free. It's just 2 eggs and 1 banana. You mix it up, put it on the pan, it becomes pancakes. But honestly, where I find my inspiration is Pinterest. I just type in things that I want to eat, and then I just look through all the pictures, pick some, check it out, and then I just like try one, and I always tweak to make it fit my what I need.
Yeah, I love that. All right, next question. What tips can you give about, oh, sorry, this is from Israel Gonk. What tips can you give about anxiety and losing your mind or losing yourself during this time?
Ooh, losing yourself and losing your mind. So I think this goes back to having a plan of what you want to accomplish for the day. I love having a checklist so that you know that you are getting through things. And I also love writing things down after I've already done them, just so I can cross it out. It makes you feel that feeling of accomplishment. Yeah, I think you got to plan out every single day. You got to know what you're going to do. And I think that will help you keep from losing your mind. Maybe also just calling your friends, do a FaceTime date, a Zoom date, work out with your friends, and check in with people. Yeah, maybe watch your favorite shows. And just like try to be as social as you can without physically being social. So that should help. But this is also a good opportunity for you to look inside and deal with the things you've been avoiding for so long. So with this extra time, for those that have the extra time, I understand some people don't, like take this opportunity to take care of yourself. Do face masks, maybe deep condition your hair, do more stretching, like, I don't know, like have a good like face routine or something. Like just do stuff that's good for you that you won't have time for once we go back to normal.
Yeah, it's so true. So I've actually got my phone. I didn't even know I had a phone in this house, but I've got a landline somehow. Give me 1 second.
Oh, wow. A landline?
I know.
Wow.
Who on earth has... It's like it's a phone and I don't even know the number, and it's yeah.
Oh
who has landlines these days? Like seriously, guys.
No one.
All right, got some oh, so we have a lot of requests right now, Cassie, that people want you to do your 14-day workout challenge on IG Live. So there's a lot of people throwing that in the comments. I don't want to pressure you, just want to throw that out there, that a lot of people are asking for that.
Yeah.
Actually,
I probably should.
Yeah.
I probably should. Yeah.
If you guys really want to see it, heart this video so that she can actually see it right now. There, oh, look at those hearts.
Oh my God, there we go. Well, I guess I have to.
I guess you're doing your 14-day live now.
Okay.
One actually tip that I had when that person asked about overeating, and then you went into like planning. What do you think about planning what food you're going to eat? So like maybe putting it aside. I actually had to do this with my digestion, as you know, because I can't overeat because my stomach hurts. So I actually kind of think, okay, this is how much I allow, quote unquote, myself to eat today. And now it's up to me to kind of spread that out however I like. What do you think about doing something like that?
I think that's fantastic. I mean, I I did that on my 90-day journey. I wrote down what I planned on eating. And then that's also a really good way to not waste food, because you can use, for example, your green beans for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so nothing goes bad. So I think that's a fantastic idea. And sometimes when I don't write down things, I think I'm still hungry because I'm like, oh, I don't think I ate.
Right.
I actually ate. I mean, like, weird. I am so weird. So it might help with that, to just be conscious of what you're putting into your body.
I love that. And the not wasting food, especially right now, like that is so important. Okay, this is from, I cannot pronounce this name even if I tried. Steshine. Sorry guys. As a university student in one room, how do you keep motivated? Consider that you can't change your room or go out much. So you kind of touched upon that earlier. Really, it's like videos and your body weight, correct?
Yeah. What was it? How to stay motivated if you can't leave your room, basically?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, again, create a plan. You got to create a plan of what you want to do, follow a calendar, and like seriously, let it guide you. I think that's the thing.
All right. So what do you do? Avoid eating or drinking? Not quite sure. I think we kind of answered that question. All right. What workout apps do you recommend?
I was going to show you my phone, but I'm using it right now.
That's cute.
So these workouts that I write down in my journal, I use this app called Tabata Pro, and basically it allows me to time like how long my rounds are, how much rest time I want. And that's literally the only app I'm using right now for my workouts. And then of course Spotify to play my music. Like, I'm a very simple person when it comes to that. But I guess I'm lucky because I can create my own workouts because I'm a certified Pilates trainer, whatever.
And you happen to kind of know what you're doing, just been doing this for a few years.
So that's what I like. But for those looking for an app to follow, there is an app called Fit On app, and it's absolutely free. And I have full-length Pilates workouts in there, but there's also like cardio dance workouts, HIIT workouts, even weightlifting workouts in there. So check that one out. I'm a big advocate for like free fitness to really make it accessible to everyone. You don't have to be super rich or make a bunch of money to be able to have a healthy body. You don't. Like, it's free.
And that's really the thing of why I wanted to do this so badly, because so many people, I think, worried who have the gym memberships that know everything's going to go out the door, but actually being able to, can you hear this warning noise?
I don't hear anything.
I've got like a warning noise. I don't know if like there's a fire alarm right now, but I'm glad you guys can't hear. If you got,
well, where I am, there's no warning noise. I hope you're okay, Lisa.
I hope I'm okay.
Wait, Lisa, what if someone was calling you to warn you about the thing that's happening and now the thing is happening?
And now I'm using my phone and I'm on Instagram Live so no one can get a contact.
Oh my God.
I will figure it out. All right, so we still got so many questions, girl. This is from Do Hugh Ong. Thoughts on intermittent fasting?
Oh, intermittent fasting. Okay, so I guess I like kind of naturally do this anyway because I don't eat until lunchtime, and sometimes my lunch isn't until like 1:30 or something like that. I just noticed that my mood isn't affected too much when I eat later, but I did notice that when I did eat breakfast as a kid, it would always upset my stomach. So I've never actually naturally been a breakfast person, even though people say like breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I think it depends on who you are. For me, it just never worked for me. I also noticed that if I do force myself to eat breakfast, all of a sudden I become super ravenous. The rest of the day, I just want to keep eating and eating and eating. I don't know why. That's just me. So I think intermittent fasting, and look, like I'm not an expert on it at all. It limits the amount of time that you can eat, so maybe you won't overeat, but it's still possible to eat a lot in like a span of 6 hours, 8 hours, or whatever it is. So I think whoever's asking that, you should probably do some research on how well it has worked for others. But here's the thing, like with any type of diet, some is gonna work for you, some are not gonna work for you. You've just gotta experiment to see if that's your thing.
I so love that, because when I was younger, I was like, okay, this is what they're saying I should do, and I'm going to do it and ignore my body, and I'm just going to go kind of with blinders on. And I think it's so important to listen to your body, because I did intermittent fasting for a long time, and I was doing like a 16-hour fast every day, and I was using an app, and it was amazing. And then after a while, I was like, I'm actually not listening to my body. Like, I'm ignoring all the signals that it's telling me, because I'm looking on this app and I'm just following the numbers. And so I love what you're saying about, like, test it, like, have breakfast, assess how you feel, you know, test if you do intermittent fast, how do you feel? And I've noticed now that I naturally intermittent fast, like, I actually don't get that hungry much at the beginning of the day. So like you were saying, guys, just listen to your body. Do you write things down? Like, did you write down, I ate breakfast and this is how I felt, or were you just kind of like mentally assessing it?
Right. So during my 90-day journey, I made it super scientific. I wrote down everything that I consumed, how many calories, how it made me feel the next day. I tracked my weight, my body fat, water, everything. And I just know how I need to eat now to feel and also look a certain way. So it was a really good experience for me to get to dig so deep into the own science of my body.
Yeah, I love that. All right, this is from Shazam23. What are some good cardio moves at home?
Oh, some good cardio moves at home. Well, I have a whole, like, I just did some quiet cardio moves the other day on my Instagram, so go look at that, because you really don't want to bother your neighbors, especially if you live in an apartment, because everyone's going crazy right now. So let's not make them go even more crazy. Things like squats, lunges, things that are not jumping. Those are great cardio moves at home.
I love that. That's actually very kind of you to think of your neighbors. All right, this is from, guys, if you're just joining us, we are answering questions live with none other than Cassie Ho. I miss you, girl.
I miss you too.
It's just nice to hang out.
Well, I know. When do you think we're actually going to see each other?
I know. So if you guys don't know, me and Cassie are longtime friends, and we just have such busy lives that we try and fit in to hang out. But it's funny how we are now hanging out because of the quarantine.
I know, right? So weird.
All right. So this is from Courtney M. Miller. Any unexpected blessings from this quarantine? Well, I'm just going to quickly say yes, because I get to do FaceTime with my girl right now. So that's my blessing. But yeah, what do you think?
My unexpected blessing, I think, is it's very particular to what I do. But so before the quarantine, obviously we were going into an office to see our team and everything. And as great as that is for company culture, I do feel like it hindered my ability to just like be creative, like in the moment. So right now that I'm home all the time, if I just have an idea, I can turn on my camera and just film it real quick. Like, and that has been an unexpected blessing. And so that's why I'm posting more recipe videos. And that's why I have these ideas to do like these types of 14-day quarantine calendars. And if I need to do it, I just go to my computer, start going on Adobe Illustrator and just do the thing. And so I feel like I'm less restricted, if that makes sense.
Oh God, I love that. Yeah, I always look at situations, say, how is this the best thing that's ever happened to you? Because I really believe like perspective is everything, right? You could be right now sitting down like super upset that, you know, the gyms have closed and now you don't have access, because like that is, you know, what you fill your life with is all this fitness. And to be shut in could be, you could be seeing it as absolutely detrimental. But I love how you're framing it, and that you're saying like, no, I can actually use this time to be creative, to actually further my business, which I could actually possibly not allow to do. So anyways, I could go on for ages about that, but I freaking love that. All right, this is from Savvy Wrench 13. Any advice for beginner workouts if you're out of shape?
Oh yeah, I have a full beginner's calendar on my blog, blogilates.com. It'll tell you exactly which videos to do every single day. It'll get you stronger in 28 days. So you just go on blogilates.com and go to the calendar section. You'll be able to find that, download it for free, and print it out.
Boom, there it is. Okay, this is from Chippy RN. Any tips to get rid of bloating Irrespective of my diet, I tend to get bloated in the afternoon.
Interesting. Okay, so there's so many different factors to bloating, but when I get bloated, and our bodies are so different, when I get bloated, it's because I'm eating grains or things with gluten in it, or dairy. So that's why, for the most part, I stay away from those things, because immediately I would feel my stomach hurt, and then I'll like have a ton of gas, and it's just like painful. But I also noticed that when I am eating a lot of cruciferous vegetables like cauliflower or broccoli, I can also get bloated, and those are known to bloat. So I would probably write down exactly what you're eating and try to find some pattern, because I think it does have a lot to do with what you're eating. And if it doesn't for some reason, it might be because you're stressed. I've heard some people bloat when they're stressed. So write down how you feel, what you're eating, and just really track it, because you'll be able to figure this out.
Yeah, someone actually just said, I love your 14-day quarantine workouts. You're getting a lot of great feedback, girl. I think you're going to have to start doing your IG live workouts. All right, I just saw a great question. Where did it go? Let's have a look. How are you and Sam doing, by the way, being quarantined? I mean, I know you guys work together a lot.
Yeah.
So are you feeling any massive effects on that, or?
You know, Sam and I were talking about this when the quarantine first started. We're really lucky, and you and Tom too, because you guys work together and you live together, so you pretty much see each other constantly in different modes, right? So there's like work mode Cassie and home mode Cassie. I think for the first time, a lot of people are seeing these different modes of people, and I don't know, but there could be issues that arise from seeing each other too much. But just from my perspective, it's been the same. And yeah, Sam is a little sick right now. He has a cold. He does not have coronavirus, but he has a cold, so I've been trying to take care of him. And yeah, and I love being able to cook for him even more throughout the days. That makes me really happy.
Yeah, like that was actually one thing that I kind of have been doing, is that I actually am taking care of my husband more than I normally do, because like with you, I'm just always in work mode from, you know, when I wake up to just before bed, and it's like we've agreed that we're business partners during that time, and so now it's just like, it's so nice, like I'm actually having dinner with my husband sometimes, and I'm like, I don't remember the last time that happened.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and then now we're like, it's weird, but like now we're like helping each other with the dishes, and like, you know, just like home stuff that when you go home and you're from work and you're just like, just like disaster. You can tell how bad a week it's been, or how busy a week it's been, just based on how like my closet looks like, and all the things I have to try on and throw all over the place. My house is actually a little bit cleaner since the quarantine, because like you live in your space and you're like, I just cannot handle that dying plant in the corner. I'm going to revive it and make sure it's good. I'm going to dust everything. And I don't know, that I like being at home, because now my home gets more love and care from it. And Sam is helping out, which is cool too.
Yeah, it's funny actually. Tom washed the dishes the other day because I cooked, and he's like, well, babe, it's only fair. And I was like, what? Like, it felt like this weird bonding thing that we haven't done. Because I mean, for those of you who may not know, me and Tom have been together for 19 years. So it was like, it kind of reminded us when we first got together and first moved in together. So like, to find the fun and joy in that is actually really cute.
Isn't that funny?
It is. So guys, if you're just joining us, Cassie is answering questions live. And so drop them in the comments below and she will answer them. Okay, this is from Sophia Stearns. What do you eat before and after a workout?
Okay, so because I work out in the morning and breakfast hurts my stomach, I don't eat anything before my workout, but I do drink water. That is for sure. I drink water. Oh, I just gotta show you my bottle. Okay. Okay.
I like how I get excited over a bottle.
64-ounce bottle.
What the hell is that? It's bigger than you.
This is a 64-ounce bottle. It's bigger than my head.
This is my tiny little pathetic one.
Okay, I drink like 2 of these a day. Yeah. And so how I do that is I either like cut up fruit and like throw it inside so it has like flavoring, so it's not boring, because it is. I mean, to drink 64 ounces of plain water is pretty boring, let's be honest. So I always flavor my water. Also, there's this company called True Lime or True Lemon, and they make like dehydrated packets of like fruit flavors that you can just like open up and throw in your water. I do that, and it's fantastic. It really helps me drink so much water. They have like 0-calorie packets and also like 10-calorie packets if you want it to be a little bit sweeter, but it's amazing. So
And you drink that during your workout?
No, I do not finish 6 4 ounces during my workout. I feel like a beluga whale.
If people want to know what to use for weights, use that thing right there.
I mean, yeah, if I could grip it, like. So yeah, that's before my workout. After my workout, so right now it's 10:39. I worked out this morning at like 8:15 or something. I haven't eaten yet, not hungry, so I'll probably eat lunch around 1 or whatever, because we have some meetings today. But I just kind of eat when I'm hungry. So today will probably be either spaghetti zoodles, that's zucchini noodles. I saw a recipe for zoodle chicken, so I actually want to try that. So if it turns out okay, I'll probably post the recipe, because I have a lot of carrots, onions, and celery left, and I just want to make a big pot of soup. I just feel like it's really good right now, and it's like, it's been so gloomy in LA. Is that weird, Lisa? Like, the coronavirus came, and then it's been raining nonstop. It's like the mood is set. It's so weird. So I feel like we should have soup.
Yeah, it really is. So you don't have any kind of like strict, when I work out, I have to have this, like, because I definitely used to, I was like, whether I'm hungry or not, I have to have my 6 meals a day. I have to have a certain amount of protein. And obviously because of my health and my gut issues, I was like, okay, that didn't serve me. So I need to start something new. But so you don't actually have anything specific that you make sure you stick to?
So I used to. Okay, so like for one point in my life, for like a few months, I was a bikini competitor. And during that time of my life, I ate 6 meals a day. They were probably like 200 calories each. It was always like egg whites, chicken breast, and broccoli, no seasoning, maybe a squeeze of lemon, protein powder. I mean, I did that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it put me in such a state of like stress, because all I ever wanted to do was eat, because I only was having a couple hundred calories at a time, and I was working out so much, I just wanted to eat so badly. So now I don't follow a strict thing like that, but I do know like basics. For example, like if I'm going to be doing a cardio workout or something, and at the end of the day, so this is different. If I'm about to do like a berries boot camp, or I'm going to go for a run at the end of the day, I will want to fuel up with bananas or something a little bit more high carb to give me energy to run. If I am weightlifting like I did this morning, I will eat a little bit more lean protein, so to help replenish like my muscles. So I have like those general like thoughts of what I should be eating, but in general, I'm not as strict as I used to be, because it doesn't really matter the actual curvation of my butt or the striation in my arm. Like, it's not like that for me. For me, it's about like eating when I'm hungry, stopping when I'm full, feeling good and nourished from what I'm feeding myself, and also just feeling good and nourished from my workouts too.
Yeah, how did that make a difference to your mindset as well? Like being able to be more flexible and free?
Flexibility is everything in life. Like, we started this conversation talking about how, you know, people can't go to the gym anymore, so now they feel like they're gonna have like a bad body after this quarantine. Like, no, it's about flexibility. Like, you need to adapt to what's gonna work for you in this moment. And through my 90-day journey that I did last fall, I realized that there is no perfect answer. Like, when I was doing super strict keto, when I first started it, yeah, I lost like 5 pounds in the first month, but then I kept gaining, even though I was like following all the rules. It's just that it's so easy for me to overeat, and I also really like nuts. So I was eating so many nuts.
You're like, oh, nuts are good.
Yeah, so then I switched over. I was like, okay, we're just not going to do nuts and dairy right now, because it seems like I go crazy, and also dairy inflames my skin. So then I was like, you know what? Maybe keto is not going to work for me, because whatever. Then I like started tweaking a little bit. Then my body started changing a little bit more. And then when that plateaued, I was like, okay, well, what can I do differently? And I ended up calorie counting, which I know can be triggering for some people. So if you're not ready for that, definitely don't do it. But because I was being so scientific and analytical with what I was doing during my 90-day journey, I wanted to know, what I was feeding my body, what the macros were, and what it was going to do. And within the first day, I realized, oh my gosh, Cassie, you eat a lot. So that's what it was. And what I realized was that when I started to do the calorie counting, I would like test myself. I was like, okay, so what if I just threw ice cream in there, but I still stayed within a certain amount of calories? Like, would I gain weight? Like, would it affect whatever? And it didn't matter. Like, I could still eat ice cream. I could eat whatever. I could eat more fruits. It didn't just have to be chicken breast and broccoli. And so I learned that you need to learn how to be flexible with yourself and figure out what works for you. And like for me, ice cream is probably like one of my favorite desserts, and I will make room for that if that's what I want. And in small amounts, it won't flare up my skin, so that's worth it to me. And on days when I don't care about my skin, I'll just go for the whole thing. So whatever. It's just about being flexible with yourself and figuring out what works and what you're willing to do to be happy and satisfied with who you are in that moment.
Yeah, I love that. The one thing that you, well, not even the one thing, but the thing you repeat a lot, which I think is really freaking important for people to hear, is you have trained yourself that you know your body well enough to know what works and what doesn't. And so like that's, and I know you've repeated that quite a few times in this live, and that's so freaking important because for me, I was calorie counting. I was that person on that treadmill that was making sure I was always running a certain distance. I was burning a certain amount of calories. I had my calculator. I was weighing everything. I was weighing myself. And it just became obsessive. And I started to realize, and obviously that was a big effect on how, you know, my health completely deteriorated. But I started to realize, okay, I know me. I know that I'm an obsessive person. If I do something, I'm going to do it all the freaking way. I'm not going to half-ass it. Because of that, and because that's my personality, I need to make sure that I'm addressing that and then counteracting. So the first thing that I did is I threw away my weighing scales. I stopped weighing myself. I stopped weighing my food and started doing it more like on a portion of like a visual thing, so I wouldn't get too obsessive. And so I started to kind of get to know myself more so that I could eliminate going down that path. And then like what you were saying about assessing is like you tried keto, you tried calorie counting, you tried all these different things, and because of those you came up with a conclusion, and that conclusion has led you to where you are today. And I freaking love that so much, and I really hope people hear that, is that you've just spent the time to figure out who is Patty and how does her body work.
Yeah, and it's crazy because when I first announced that I was going to do that, so many people got upset at me and said that I was a bad role model for doing all this stuff. And like, it's crazy because I needed to do it for myself. And like, I understand because I had a form of an eating disorder called orthorexia, where you're just really obsessed with eating everything healthy. And in a time of healing, like definitely do not count your calories, don't weigh yourself, don't do any of that, because you will get obsessed and it's not healthy for you and it's stressful, and that stress is not going to help with your body image or your body in general and how you feel. But I knew that this was a time for me, and I was ready. I was ready to go all in on it, because at this moment in my life, in the fall and, you know, going forward towards now, I view numbers as data points instead of numbers as things that reflect my self-worth. And that is a huge mindset shift that you have to make before you can start calorie counting or weighing yourself again. Because there was a period of a couple years where I could not stand seeing the number on the scale. If it was a lower number that day, I would have like the best day ever. If it was a higher number, it'd be the worst day ever. And like, that's not healthy. And so if that's how you feel right now with the scale, like definitely throw it away or just lock it up in some closet until you feel like it can serve you again. And during my 90-day challenge, it did serve me because it became a number that gave me something to understand about my body. Obviously, it's not everything, right? Body fat matters. How much water you have inside your body matters. Muscle mass matters. It's just a data point, and I didn't want to deprive myself of something that I could record because I can make cool graphs, but also it would like help me understand my progress. And for me, I need numbers to see progress. Like, yeah, you can feel progress, but I want to like double, triple know that I have progress.
Right. How did you go? You just said something that I really want to dive into. I'm going to hopefully not derail us too much, but how did you go from having all this input, obviously because you've got a lot of fans and everyone has an opinion, and how did you separate yourself with, okay, this is what is good for me versus this is what the outside world is telling me that I should be and should do?
Yeah, that's really hard because people are always telling me what I should do all the time with everything, even my like least offensive stuff. And my stuff is not offensive for the most part. So it was after I had gone to a retreat and I just came to this self-realization. You have to come to self-realization that I was living for other people. And as a public figure, you are living for other people, but you can't let what they're saying about you dictate how you live, like, and change who you are. And I realized at that retreat that I was losing myself and not being real Cassie. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm being a vanilla cupcake. I'm being so like sensitive to everyone's feelings. And when you begin doing that, you're not making anybody happy. And most importantly, you're not making yourself happy. And that is going to just decline everything. And because my brand is me and I am my brand, I could feel that things are just feeling a little stagnant. And so after that retreat, I was like, I need to do something to find myself again. And obviously I love fitness. I love the body. I love figuring things out. And so I was like, I'm just going to go all in on this. I'm going to do things that people are going to be really mad at. Calorie counting, weighing myself, going on a specific type of diet. Even if it was for the sake of experimentation, I knew people were going to be mad. And for sure, when I announced it, people got real mad. In fact, they got more mad than I thought they were going to get. And I just had to be like, this is for myself. I can lose followers, I can lose subscribers, but it doesn't matter because I'm not losing myself. And so that's how that got started. And it was the best thing that I have ever done for my body. And what I really loved about it was that it was the first time in my life where I didn't have to do this for anyone else. Like no personal trainer was telling me how to work out. No nutritionist was telling me how to eat. It wasn't for any competition. It literally was my own journey. And I learned so much about myself and was able to get myself in the best physical shape of my life, the best mental shape of my life on my own. And I'm just like feeling really, really good about that.
That's so amazing. And just as your friend, I've seen such a difference. And, you know, like you just seem so much happier. So
thank you.
Like it really has, like, if you're saying that you feel it inside the mental, it's like, it's definitely shown from the outside as well. And I know a lot of people at home, they may not be in this exact situation, but they have people that are telling them, right, they should do this, they should be this. And I love that. Was it literally you just decided one day, I'm going to do it? And I know I'm like the expectation, I know I'm going to get people that are going to hate, I know I'm going to get this. And so I am deciding not to listen. Was it like literally that kind of harsh decision that you made?
Yeah. Like that's how I am. Like I don't, except with diets and stuff, it's kind of like, I'm going to be flexible. But when it comes to decisions like this, I am very much like, this is what I'm going to do and I'm going to do it. So yeah, I was just like, I don't want to feel like not myself anymore. So I'm going to change it right now. And then I asked Sam, I was like, is this okay for the brand? Is it going to be fine? And he was like, you know what? Like, let's focus on you first and we'll figure the rest of it out. Because I kept telling him, like, I need to do this, but I'm so scared that people are going to backlash and all this hate stuff. And for sure that happened, but look, got through it and still here.
And I think it's so important that you're taking care of yourself so that you can show up for other people.
Yes. And there is times that we need to regenerate ourselves and evolve, and you can't be the same person every single time. And it's like, yes, there was a bikini competition Cassie, and then there became a Cassie who was like, you know, who had an eating disorder and she needed to heal, and she healed on camera. So then I began like getting followers who went through that same thing. And then there was now a Cassie who is healed and wanted to take the next step. And I understand that there were still people following me who weren't there yet. And so my content no longer served them. And I was like, you know what, you guys, if this stuff that I'm talking about right now is triggering you and it's not healthy for you, please, I want you to unsubscribe, because I never want to disservice you. And so that was like an old me, and that old me is gone now. But it was a phase of me that needed to happen. Otherwise, this phase couldn't have happened. So I'm always grateful for everything that I've been through. Bad jobs or bosses that I've had, like they've only taught me to be a better boss and to run a better company. So I'm grateful for everything, including the eating disorder that I had. I would not appreciate food or my body the way that I do now.
God, man, girl, your mindset's freaking amazing. Like going back to what we were talking about earlier about having like perspective is everything, and you can see something as a negative or see something as a positive. And the fact that you're able to use those like very hard times for you as a positive is so freaking admirable. I love that so much.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so we've got a few more shout outs. We've got shout out
Okay.
from London, Pakistan, Italy, and Greece. Yes, us, Greece.
Wow.
I know, we've got the whole world here.
I know.
So we have very limited time now left, girl. So I'm going to ask a few more questions, and then I'm going to ask a final question, which is, in fact, I'm going to hold off on that final question until.
Oh, my sister's here. Hi, Jacqueline.
Hi, Jacqueline. What's up, Jack? Oh, in fact, so how are you handling things being apart from your sister? Because you guys are so freaking close.
Yeah, so she's not sick, and neither is Nick, and neither am I. Just Sam has a little cold. So we have seen each other, but they're like the only people that we see.
Yeah. Are you doing like the 6 feet social distancing thing?
I mean, it was a little bit weird not to hug my sister, and I was like, why are you not hugging me right now? I'm not even sick.
Right. Yeah, I'm just paranoid enough, especially because of my immune system and my gut, that I'm just like, except for Tom, like, of course, I'm like, babe, I need to touch you, like just physically. Actually, I think there's like a study, and now I'm really derailing us, but bear with me for a second. There's like a study about like they had this like baby monkey, and they wouldn't let it, they put it in like a metal, which is kind of horrible, but they actually kept it away from its mother and didn't have any physical contact. And they started to notice how the depression and how sad the monkey got. And then they put like a big, like fluffy fake monkey in the cage with them, and it all of a sudden got happy, even though it was a fake monkey, because it was like cuddling it. I just think that's like so cute. Like, so if you've got pets or anything, people are asking about George, like how much are you cuddling on your boy George right now?
Oh, well, I have more time to spend with him, so that's been nice too.
Yeah, really cute. Okay, so one more question. So people want to know about intermittent fasting quite a lot. And then let's have a look. Okay, any advice for building endurance at home? And that was from Sophia Chrysotom.
Yeah, I mean, endurance, whether that's in how many reps you can do for body weight stuff or in cardio stuff, you just got to push yourself a little bit more every single day. And if you really want to know if you're progressing, you got to time it, you got to write it down. You know, like I lifted this weight today, and for this many reps, how many did you do? How many will you do the next day? You can always build endurance in anything, even like your mindset. Like, you just got to push a little every day, get a little bit more uncomfortable, and you'll build endurance.
How do you do that if you want to stretch? So when Cassie and I actually first met, I said that I was going to learn to do the splits like you. I never did it. Shame on me. But how would you actually like test something like that, like as you progress?
So I should be working on my middle splits right now because I do have a little bit more time, so I should do that. Just gotta find a good show to watch. So with stretching, again, it's a little bit every day. That's what it is. It's one of those things that you can't go hard into because you will hurt yourself 100%. And I've hurt myself doing that before. So, you know, I have like stretch routines on YouTube. I have a stretch challenge on my blog, blogilates.com. Follow that, do a little bit every day, and just notice like how your chest gets a little bit lower to the floor when you're doing your straddle. Just notice how your knees don't bend as much and your toes are pointing more. It's just going to be a little bit every day. That's all it is.
Yeah, love that. All right, girl, my last question. Everyone watching right now, what is that one thing that everyone can do if they can only do one thing, and it's the first thing? What can they do right now to stay on that health path?
What? Only one thing that they can do to stay on their health path?
Yeah, so like, well, health or fitness. So like, is it first thing you have to do is eat right? First thing you have to do is stretch, move your body. Like, what's that one thing if some people are listening right now? Because I think that once you get one win, it's that encouragement to try again. So that's why I always like the one thing, because then people can focus on it. Then when they achieve, they can be like, "Ooh, I did it!" And then they can hopefully then, you know, it then has that amazing knock-on effect.
Okay, well, this one's really simple. There's one thing you got to do today. I want you to get up and do 10 squats. Lisa, let's do 10 squats.
All right, let's do it. Let's end this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Squats. Okay.
Let's do that.
I love this woman because she always throws me a curveball. Always. All right.
You ready? Let's go.
All right.
You guys
do it with me. Hang on. 3. How far down do we get, girl?
4. Oh, to parallel, right here, booty parallel.
Go take this belt off because this wasn't expected. The woman threw this at me. Alright, do a side one. 8, 9, 10.
Thanks, Lisa.
Oh, well,
well, that's the one thing you can do today. See, now you're like all wrapped up. You're like, I can do more. So there you go. It's one thing.
Girl, thank you so much for spreading your wisdom, for joining me on this IG Live, for empowering so many people that right now are struggling. Guys, you got to go check out her challenge, follow her, watch her videos. Right now is the time where it's like almost everything you've been doing your entire career, girl, like right now is being so, like really serving the community. I freaking love that.
And you too, Lisa, everything that you do as well. Everything.
Oh, thank you, girl. And until next time, be the hero of your own life, guys. Cassie, thank you. Adore you, girl.
Thank you.
Love you, sweetie.
I miss you.
I miss you too. I miss you too.